January 6, International Human Rights Protection Association issued a statement on arrest of prisoner of conscience Anar Mammadli. The presidential election of October 9, 2013 was held under restriction of rights to free expression, free assembly, and very serious problems were observed in most of the polling stations on the election day. The election campaign was marked by constraining of the activities of political opposition, silencing of the government critics, the arrest of youth activists, and strengthening the control over non-governmental organizations. EMDSC monitored the elections and found violations in most polling stations. The illegal arrest of the civil society activists, the head of the center Anar Mammadli, showed that the government doesn't intend to stop the repression but rather to strengthen it. On the eve of the increased political prisoners in the country, the arrest of Anar Mammadli doesn't promise something positive for the Azerbaijan government, read the statement. The National Council of Democratic Forces, the opposition coalition created ahead of the presidential election, underwent a significant structural change. One of the major members of the organization, Musavat party, left it on January 7th. The party released a statement explaining the reasons. Nominating a single candidate in the presidential election proved insufficient to change power through election. No increased voter turnout or active participation in protests was observed. Different methods and tactics of political struggle are needed for achievement of fundamental change in the society, the statement noted. On January 7th, Pedro Agramont and Joseph Debonagre, PACE reporters for monitoring of Azerbaijan, expressed their concern over Anar Mammadli's arrest. Mr. Mammadli is chairman of the Election Monitoring and Democracy Studies Center, which monitored the last presidential election in Azerbaijan and published critical reports on the electoral process. His organization cooperates with international human rights organizations, including the Council of Europe. The reporters have met him on several occasions during their fact-finding visits to Baku and at the Parliamentary Assembly in Strasbourg, read the Council of Europe press release. This decision on pre-trial detention may raise suspicion about politically motivated justice, which we denounce in our recent report on the honoring of obligation and commitments by Azerbaijan, debated in the Assembly earlier this year, said the co-reporters, pointing out that pre-trial detention should be the last resort and can be justifiable only in exceptional circumstances. Fairness of judicial procedure and more generally the lack of independence of justice are serious concerns in Azerbaijan, they added.